Welcome back. It is Monday, April 22nd. The NBA, my three best bets are on the way, including a plus 3,600 pick that I really like. But before we dive into that, first off, my name is Austin from Calling Our Shot. Thanks for tuning in. Well, first, we got to do a recap of how we did yesterday. It was an 0-3 day. And honestly, that was our first bad NBA day in a while. We've had a couple 1-2 days, but man, our first 0-3 day in a long, long time. Prior to yesterday, we had hit 75% of our last 40 picks. We were on a great streak. 0-3, and it did not deserve to go 0-3. Now, what deserved to lose was Tyler Hero's over. That man stunk. I'm not going to talk about him anymore. He was terrible. Our other two picks, I'd argue, probably should have won. Pat Connaughton is under 5.5 points. He ended with 6 points, and that included a 4-point play. I didn't expect him to play 20-plus minutes. I expected him to play Jay Crowder's minutes, which he played about 12 to 14, but I cannot predict a 4-point play. That was the difference. If he didn't get a 4-point play, he goes under, but whatever. And then we ended the day with Herb Jones, disaster class, over 9.5 points. On his first shot, he got a steal going in for a fast break layup. Bah! Got swatted by Chet. I was like, oh no, not this again. And then he ended up with 5 in the first quarter. Didn't do anything the rest of the game. I think he made a 3 in the fourth. Ended up having several turnovers in the fourth too. Ended with 8 points. Shot 2 for 10. I mean, I was just like, bro, we gotta be. Oh man, Herb Jones really sucked the soul out of me. Pause. But whatever, it is what it is. An 0-3 day. We're gonna move on. We've got to have a really great season, really great run over the last month. Let's just dive into the picks today and not waste any more of your time. I'm going to dive into the New York Knicks game versus the Sixers. Obviously, they're up 1-0. Dive into my favorite pick in this one. And it's going to be Mr. Jalen Brunson. I like his over in points at 30.5. Now, could go to 31.5. I've been watching this line because I honestly wanted to give it out early to our DubClub members yesterday, but the line was not great. Still isn't great here. It's going to go back and forth between 30.5 and 31.5 as the day goes on. Now, honestly, this comes down to a system play. And if you've been watching the videos all season long, number one, give yourselves a pat on the back. I appreciate you for tuning in every single day. If this is your first time watching a video, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Now, the system play is, well, when Brunson comes off a bad game, the back is over in points, and it's pretty good, pretty dang good system. In game one, Brunson did not play well. Scored 22 points, shot 8 for 26 from the field, 31%. Made 5 of his 6 free throws, so got the line a little bit. And you looked at his teammates, they actually gave him good support cast. We saw Josh Hart, who we backed in game one. He had 22 points. Miles McBride, he had 21. And then you had Bojan Bogdanovic, who had 13. I don't see any of those three guys scoring that many points again. Now, in the same breath, Anunoby and DiVincenzo did not play well. They only scored 19 points. But this just is not a great matchup for Dante. They're kind of face guarding him, making it really difficult on him. And then OG's got so much depended on so much on the other side of the court. I feel like sometimes he takes offensive possessions off. We know Brunson is going to get a ton of usage. It'll be 26 shots. If you give me 26 shots again, I'm taking it over and over and over again because Brunson's much better than 31% from the field. We've seen it all season long. When he has a bad game, he typically bounces back. He shoots much more efficiently. He had elite volume. They're still playing. Obviously, the Sixers, Nick Nurse, he's going to game plan and try to take Brunson away, but he still got 26 shots. Sure, there were some difficult shots in there, but a lot of shots we're used to seeing Brunson make, and I'm just backing on him making those shots tonight. And Brunson's last 30 games, when he shoots 20 or more times, he's averaged a little under 33 points per game, going over this line in 57%, but he's at 27 points in 26 of those 30 games. And we think about the playoffs, you're now getting 40-ish minutes for Brunson, and that's when McBride was playing super well off the bench. Obviously, the Sixers will make some adjustments. I don't see them giving up 20-plus points to McBride again. Josh Hart, I still think they'll probably leave him open if we're being honest, but maybe a little bit better of closeouts on him. I think at the end of the day, I'm going to root for Brunson. He's a CLS Hall of Famer. He's been really good for us, especially backing him off a bad game. Super fun to watch. You're going to get a lot of shots tonight from Brunson. I really like his over 30.5 points. Sure, it's a high line, but it's pretty high for a reason. I think he shoots more efficiently tonight, and if he gets back to the 45-50% we're used to him shooting, he should clear this number. Might not be easy, but 31 points is not easy in a playoff game, but it's Brunson. The usage is there. The volume's there. I love it. Now, my second pick is where we're going to talk about some value. And it's going to be 2 picks, but I'm going to count it as 1 because you'll understand why. It is a little bit of a, let's dive into the pick. Banchero, Paolo, that is, of the Orlando Magic. I like his over 35.5 points, rebounds, and assists, PRAs, minus 105 on DraftKings. 1 unit on that. If you don't know what units are, it's a standard bankroll management. Let's tool, maybe you bet everything $100. That's your unit size. Well, I'd say $100 on Mr. Banchero, and then $10 on him to record a triple-double at plus 3,600 on FanDuel. We just saw his his Duke friend, if you will, Jason Tatum get a trip dub last night. Why not Banchero's turn? 36-1 plus 3,600. I'm in. Now let me talk about why I like the triple double. Only put a 0.1 of a unit. So at the end of the day, we're just putting chump change on Banchero trip dub. If he gets a triple double, we win back 3.6 units. Great. If he doesn't, we lose 0.1. I'll take that risk any day of the week. Now, obviously, if you're looking for an individual line, take the points. However, there's a lot of opportunity here where I don't think his triple doubles should be 36-1. And I'll talk about why. Now, in game one of the series, the Magic, they kind of sucked. I mean, they shot like 30%. Banchero was actually one of the only guys that shot decently from the field. He played 41 minutes, 24 points, 9 of 17 shooting, 4 of 8 from the free throw line, which is bad, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 9 turnovers. Now, unfortunate for us, turnovers do not count towards the triple-double. I wish it did, but it doesn't. But in total, he had 36 PRAs, missing 4 free throws, and all that stuff in there. 41 minutes is great for us. So now 9 turnovers is bad. You can't be playing like that, Banchero. 9 turnovers is just abysmal. And while the Cavaliers will obviously be focused on Banchero, he's their number one guy. This Magic team is going to go up and down with Banchero. And obviously the role players need to play better too. But at the end of the day, there was a lot of usage there for Banchero, a lot of minutes. And I wouldn't be surprised if in a game where they don't really want to go down 0-2, obviously. I think we see Banchero once again, a lot of minutes, a lot of usage. And he still went over last game in a game that he honestly probably should have like 45 PRAs. And I'll talk about why. In game one, why am I on the Banchero triple double? In game two, well, here's why. He's going to get 10 points. If he doesn't get 10 points, and that's how we lose the triple double, whatever. Banchero led the Magic with 18 rebound chances, except he only grabbed 7 of them. If he even grabs, 10 of 18, not a good percentage there. That's another leg of the triple-double. But also 14 potential assists. He just only converted 5 of them. As I said, the Magic could not buy a three-pointer. Well, I'm not saying the Magic are a good three-point shooting team. No, they're not the best, not the worst. They're better than what they showed in game one. And if they're knocking down some threes, Banchero honestly could creep up to 7, 8 assists. Based on the usage last game, plus the 9 turnovers in there, I'd argue you should have had a lot more. So I think the triple-double is mispriced at 36-1. I personally think it should be closer to plus 15, 1,800, like half that. I'm not saying that Banchero is going to get a triple-double today. It would be cool if he did. If he gets a triple-double, we probably cashed our PRA line. But I didn't think the usage there. I mean, the 18 rebound chances, the 14 potential assists, all the usage was there in the world for him to get the job done. And I can continue to think that the usage will be there. He's going to have the ball in his hands a ton, facilitating, getting it to his teammates. Probably doesn't turn it over 9 times. I really like this Banchero play. Sure, triple level is a little bit of a long shot, which is why we're only putting 0.1 unit on it. But I like his PRAs for a full unit play at 35.5. Let's get those minutes. I think this game's close, even though last game wasn't really that close. He still got the job done. I think Banchero delivers it. And if he gets a triple-double today, I don't know what we'll do, but I'll do something crazy if he gets a trip dub. Banchero dishing it, rebounded, go get your thing. I really just want the 10 rebounds. If he gets assists, cool, but get us those reps, man. We are counting on you. Now, my third and final pick of the day actually was one I posted early to the DubClub, and that's going to be a common theme over the playoffs as we typically get lines well in advance. So if you think about, obviously in the regular season, you're not getting NBA lines until 2 a.m. before the slate starts. But now that you have teams and you know what teams are going to play, you know who's playing, you get lines well ahead of in advance. So if you want to join the DubClub, you can. It's up only $6 a month. I post picks early sometimes for that. Posting them a lot earlier, especially. Well, I always post picks early for the DubClub, like an hour or two early. But for this Reaves one, he's been posted almost for 24 hours. It's Austin Reaves over 13.5 points, minus 118 on DraftKings. I don't mind it at 14.5. I liked his PRA line. I like his points plus assist line. But in my opinion, Reaves is going to go with the points. And if he's not scoring 14 points, he's probably not getting to his PRA or his points plus assist line because he doesn't grab a ton of rebounds. Knock on wood, he doesn't grab like 8 tonight. But that's because you got Anthony Davis, you got Rui Hachimura, you got LeBron grabbing rebs out there. Those are 3 big rebounding guys. Now, I like Reaves here because I think this is a game that he gets going. Now, if you looked at in game 1, Reaves honestly didn't play well. Only had 13 points, 9 field goal attempts, played 37 minutes, but you had Anthony Davis with 23 shots. D'Lo sucked. He had 20 field goal attempts, and LeBron had 16. Now, a lot of people are going to back D'Lo because there's no way he shoots poorly again, and I get that. But D'Lo also just has not played well against this matchup. And the Nuggets, they've had his number. They've been doing a really good job contesting his shots, making him uncomfortable. A guy like Reaves has actually played really well in this matchup. Last year in the playoffs, Reaves, in that 4-0 series sweep where they got swept by the Nuggets, Reaves played well, 23, 22, 23, and 17 points. And 3 regular season games against Denver, he scored 14, 15, and 19 points despite shooting below 40% in 2 of those games. So he still got it over despite not shooting the ball well. In a game where they need him a lot, he's going to play a lot of minutes. They started to use him a lot more in the second half. I think 9 points in the second half. They used him a lot more in that fourth quarter when their offense kind of was stagnant in the third, used him more in the fourth, and he played well. I just think this line's way too low. I mean, Reaves averaged nearly 16 points per game this season in 32 minutes. He scored 14 points in 70% of games with 30-plus minutes, 81% of games with 35, played like 37, 38 minutes in game one. I just think this is a guy that is too good and too talented. We know he can get to the free throw line and cheese that way, but he's just a good shooter. He gets to his looks, and that's what he does. He knocks them down. Reaves scores about 60% of his points inside the three-point line, whereas D'Lo relies on about 55, 60% of his points coming from beyond the three-point line. So I look at that. The Denver Nuggets, really good team at limiting three-pointers. And if you take Reaves off the three-point line, he's capable of getting to those spots, getting to the mid-range. They're going to sag off and guard Anthony Davis on lob opportunities. I really think you get Reaves to 12-ish field goal attempts tonight. And I'll take my chances with Austin Reaves getting that much field goals, attempts, and usage. So over 13.5 points. Honestly, consider making this a 2-unit play, except it's the playoffs, but I really like Reaves today. I really like him a ton. So those are my favorite picks of the day. Reaves over in points. Banchero's over in PRAs, plus a little sprinkle, 0.1 unit on the trip dub. And obviously our first pick of the day, we were talking about our man. We need a big game from him, Jalen Brunson, over in points. Those are my favorite picks. Nothing else to sell you on. It's going to have a great day. Let's bounce back after the ugly 0-3 day, which should not have happened, but it is what it is. Let's move on and let's have a great day, and I'll see you guys back in the next one. Peace.